Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021. It's 4:08 p.m. Thank you for watching my video. I'm going to do a video. It's not exactly a spoof. I mean it quite sincerely. But it might come across as kind of a spoof because I'm going to do a motivational video in a British accent just for fun. I just like to talk with a British accent, and I've been watching the show The Crown on Netflix, so it kind of inspires me. And yeah, so basically what I want to say is and I'm really self-conscious. I don't even know if I can do this. I don't even know if I can do this. All right, I mean, I can do it when the video's not on, and I really enjoy it. But now the video's on, I'm like, oh man, I don't even know if I can do this. All right, so anyway, but here's the thing. Okay, let me start. Let me try to start. And you know, the thing about speaking in a foreign accent, an accent that is not natural to oneself, is that you can go in and out of the accent without control. That is to say, you don't even know you're going in and out. You just go in and out. Like 1 minute you're speaking with what you believe to be a British accent, or whatever accent you're trying to consciously speak in, and the next minute you're speaking in a similar but different accent. Let's say, for example, perhaps an Australian accent. And you don't know it, you can't control it. So presumably the secret to achieving this goal is practice. And you might say then that is what we're doing here. I'm practicing this British accent, and you know, for the practice to be meaningful, there must be something at stake, you know. Or perhaps it would be better stated to say that the way to assign the most meaning to anything you do is to put something at stake in the doing. So what I mean is, if I'm speaking in a British accent, okay, in this particular case, that is the thing that I'm putting at stake here, is, but I'm the only one who knows that I'm doing it, then there's really nothing at stake. There's no loss, there's no reputation, there's no embarrassment, there's no, there's nothing, basically, right? But now if I go and I start to put myself out there, as it were, and hold myself up to potential public ridicule, hold myself up to criticism by people who actually know what in that British accent sounds like in reality, and put myself out there in other ways, you know, but mainly they involve embarrassment and ridicule and correction, then something is at stake, right? And it is that threat of loss, that threat of shame, the threat of loss of comfort, that provides an extra motivation to get it right, you know, to do it with emphasis, intensity, purpose, focus, see? So this is actually a quite profound subject. You know, it's quite profound subject, because if we think about, for example, people who go to the gym, okay, now they're working out, they're trying to get in shape, they're working out, they're getting in shape, so on and so forth. Then they will achieve a certain level of fitness. There's no question in the doing. But now let's say that we have someone who is being chased by a bear or a lion. Is it safe to say that the person who's being chased by a bear or a lion is exercising with a heightened level of intensity and focus and purpose, as opposed to the person who's going to the gym, you know, and who runs on the treadmill at perhaps 9 miles per hour, you know, for a certain amount of time, and he or she stops when they get tired? And so they achieve a certain level of intensity in their workout, and perhaps they never surpass that level because they convince themselves this is enough, you know? Or I don't see anybody else working out at this level of intensity. Or maybe there are, but they're just crazy. They're getting carried away, as it were. So that whatever the reason, they never surpass that level of intensity. And so they never really realize their true potential. They might be functioning at a high level, okay? It might be, let's say that they are, but it's not their high level. It's not a high level relative to their own capability, and certainly it is not their maximum, okay? So I suppose one could say that this is why you need a coach, a fitness coach. And I think it would be a good argument, But regardless, you will never, ever, ever achieve the level of intensity, focus, and purpose of someone who is doing what they're doing under the threat of losing their very life, okay? Or losing their wealth, or losing their public standing, right? All of these things add motivation that inspires us to increase our intensity, our focus, and our sense of purpose. So I'm putting myself out there with this fake British accent. Hopefully it is convincing, and the only reason you know it's fake is because I'm using the word fake. But also I'm putting myself out there with this because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, and in doing it, I'd like to do it as well as I can, actually. And so let me put something at risk. Let me put some skin in the game. Let me put something. Let me put something out there that threatens me with loss. This will help me to achieve a high level of performance, I believe. So my motivational message to you, in addition to all of that, which was really quite unplanned, just sort of came about organically and naturally, and might even say randomly, if you believe that anything is random. I think it's arguable that nothing is random, but regardless, certainly things do appear to be random from time to time. So in addition to all that random, natural, organic stuff, the thing that I really want to say today, if I can recall it, I've momentarily forgotten what it was now that I chased that random rabbit. Aha! Now I know. And it is related. Happy to report that it is related. But it is this, that as grown-ups, okay, and I dare say as respectable people, okay, it is almost irresistible that we lose the will to fail. It's almost irresistible. And this is one of life's greatest tragedies, because children happily fail. Children, when we are all young, we happily fail. We happily stand up, fall down, stand up, fall down, stand up, fall down, and when we do, we laugh. We don't cry. We don't get upset. We don't experience shame and embarrassment. We just accept it as part of the growth process. And that really is the crux of the matter, of the message that I want to deliver today, that in order to grow, you must fail. If you're not failing, you're not growing. And so we must constantly step outside of our comfort zones, okay? Constantly. And fail. We must. Now, it is true that children shoulder no responsibility for the care of themselves or their families. And so their failure is of no consequence. Now, when we fail, obviously the potential for consequence, even great consequence, is readily present. And that's an understatement. Too much of a failure and we and our loved ones could really suffer. So we must take into account the fact that while it is true that in order to grow we must fail, we must always manage that failure. We must manage that failure. We have to make sure that we're not failing in such a way that we sabotage ourselves and or our loved ones. You know? So managed failure, I think, is the key. But the point is to avoid the self-indulgence of never failing, or adopting a mentality of never failing. Because if we're not failing, we're not growing. And if we're not growing, we're dying. There is no in-between. There is no stasis. There is no holding steady. We might hold steady for a while, like the arc of a pendulum when it swings to the left or to the right. There is that momentary point when the pendulum ceases to move, while its velocity is redirected in the opposite direction. But that point in time is a fleeting point in time. It's very small. So if we're not failing, perhaps we might call that a moment of rest. But we must ensure that that point is a fleeting point. You know, that rest must be fleeting in relative terms. I'm not trying to suggest that 15 minutes is too much, or that a week is too much, or that 2 weeks is. I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm not assigning. I think it's all relative to our own personal calls in life, our own personalities, and our own individual circumstances at any given point in time. At one point in time, 15 minutes might be an indulgence. At another point in time, 2 weeks might be not enough rest. So that's what I mean. So what I want to say in summary, hopefully I can stop talking soon, because I think I'm going overboard here, or at risk of going overboard, is that we have to fail. We have to fail, and if we're going to fail, let us fail. Be at those points that are beyond our capability. Let us not fail at those points that are within our capability, and we fail because we lose focus. Or we fail because we lose our intensity. Or we fail because we are not trying. But let us fail at those points that are well beyond our capability. In other words, we're doing our best and we're failing yet still. Let that be our failure. And in the process, we will grow. We will grow. You may have experienced yourself. See, I'm trying to stop, but I can't. You may have experienced yourself a time when you went to do a certain physical activity and it was very painful, and so you stopped very soon. But then the next time you did it, the pain was the same, but your familiarity and acquaintance with that pain was greater. And so as a consequence to that, you could endure the pain longer. You could dance with the pain for a longer period of time. And as your acquaintance and your familiarity with that pain increased, so did your tolerance for that pain. And so you could endure the pain longer and longer and longer. Now, that is a fascinating thing to observe. Because the fact of the matter is, the more familiarity and acquaintance we have with the pain, the longer we can suffer the pain without complaint and without discouragement and without suffering, really. There comes a point in time, like an event horizon, you might say, within our own minds, psyches, and souls. There comes a point in time when the pain is no longer painful. There comes a point in time when the pain is just what it is. It's just something. And then I dare say that there is yet another event horizon after that point in time. Okay? There is another event horizon when what used to become painful, what used to be painful is now actually something you look forward to. People who go to the gym in the beginning begrudge it, they loathe it. They don't look forward to it. Then It's just what they do. It's normal. Then they actually look forward to it. Okay? And it becomes their thing. It becomes the thing they enjoy. And so they do it happily. There's a great lesson in that. Whatever it is you want to do in life, whatever it is you want to accomplish, it undoubtedly comes with a price, and that price at the outset of things frequently looks insurmountable, frequently looks unaffordable, frequently looks impossible. So the key is to acquaint yourself with the price without overwhelming yourself, because if you overwhelm yourself, you will not go back a second time to pay the price. And to help you and to allow yourself to become acquainted and have a relationship with that price, such that every time you go to pay the price, the cost within the realm of your perception will start to become normal and more endurable. And then after some time, it will be just not even something that comes across to you internally, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your psyche, comes across to you as something that isn't even a price anymore. It's just something that you do. It's just something. It's just a thing. It's like tying your shoes. It's just a thing you do. And then after some time, the price will actually become a pleasure. It will be something that you happily pay. Because let's face it, if the thing you want to accomplish has benefit, and the price is nothing, once it becomes nothing, then it is no longer anything, it is nothing. If the thing you want to accomplish has benefit and the price is nothing, then you will very happily pay the price, won't you? So that is my message for you today. I hope you like it. I hope I didn't sound like too much of a fool trying to have a fake British accent. And, or trying to have a British accent, and doing so with a fake British accent. I hope you have been somewhat inspired by this, and I thank you for listening. I do wish you the greatest of all things, strength being among those things, and it is through strength that we pay the price that is required to accomplish the things we wish to accomplish. God bless you. God bless you. May the peace and the power and the passion and the love and the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you and yours always, always and forever. And I look forward to living with you in eternity. Goodbye.